Hello, welcome. It's your girl Abiola. Welcome back to today's episode of my talk show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. It's still your baby girl Abiola Gisanrin. Today, we are back to our episode of Talk to Abiola. Talk to Habi. So I have my guest here with me, my beautiful sister, the one I would always call honor to have her. I have my RN here. She is a registered nurse. She is a mother, a wife. I would say a lot about her. So I'm just happy. I'm glad she's here today to give us one or two things for today's talk show. So before that, I will allow you to see my beautiful guest here so she can introduce herself to you. Hi. Please, can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hello, my name is Omowumi Ayadekoya Omadini.
My Ijebu wife. You all will be telling me or saying, why am I so interested in Ijebu? I don't know. I am also Ijebu wife. I hope they start paying us the Ijebu's wife. So, if you would like, I would like you to say hello in Ijebu to our Ijebu's lover watching us there. At least your husband should have taught you one or two things about speaking the language. So, I would love you to introduce more of yourself to the audience there.
You've pretty much done the introduction. I'm a wife, a mother, a registered nurse, a lover of God, daughter of Zion. That's all.
So, audience, she is an RN, a registered nurse. So, when you see her outside, please kindly be like. So, I'm happy to see you here. I see you, you're glowing, you're looking beautiful. Even after 3 kids, you are still like, oh, I'm still in town, oh. Mr. Adekoya, don't call for me, oh. I'm not selling your wife. So I'm so happy to see you here today. How has things been? How is everything?
We thank God. We're taking it one day at a time to the glory of God.
We thank God. So what's the secret to your beauty? Like after 3, you are still looking like a sexy mama. So what's the secret to your beauty?
I would say it's just God. I don't know. I don't do anything. I'm not a routine girl. So I don't do anything like do exercise every day or drink water every day. I don't have a routine. I do things maybe like a week or two and then I forget.
So, God, we are saying thank you to our secret for being a secret lover. So today, our episode for today is, should co-parenting be allowed in a divorce? So what's your take on that?
It's a huge topic.
Okay.
And it could be controversial.
Okay.
For my own part, because one of my other things that I do, I'm a youth leader.
Okay.
So I've get to meet a lot of youths, kids, young adults, and I came from a broken home myself. My mom and my dad not together. So talking about should co-parenting be allowed, from that little experience of my own personal life, I would say yes.
Okay.
And why did I say that? So so many other aspects that could be put into it, but without being sentimental and going with my own life experience. So it's for the benefit of the kid. The child gets to benefit, so the parents have to learn to put their own personal opinions, feelings, emotion apart, not blaming anybody. It doesn't matter who is at fault. So for the benefit of the kid, like I said, co-parenting is good. And the advantages of co-parenting is that the child gets to be able to adjust to the divorce quicker. So you already know, okay, I spent 3 days with mommy, I spent 3 days with daddy, or vice versa, whatever works for them. And the kid gets to adjust quicker and be able to function academically, socially, emotionally, psychologically better. Because when the child is more prone to maybe daddy took all the custody and then they prevent mommy from seeing the child, with time there's a resentment, right? And the resentment could be both ways. Either you resent the dad that kept you from the mom, or you resent the mom that did not come to see you, whichever story you were told, and get to know the truth or something. And resentment can also be bitterness. And then kids like that, especially in these days and age, you hear them saying they feel unworthy, they want to commit suicide. There could be so much negativity that could come out from it because the emotion of the child is not balanced. And academically, the child might not do good.
Okay. So, I have a question to ask.
Okay.
Because talking about co-parenting in a divorce, now we can't just say a divorce like that. What about in a home? Because I will categorize that into two parts. In a way that, what about in that marriage, there is either a divorce or a separation in that part. So should we say the separation should be like the mother or the father, like taking the keys away from each partner, not like giving total access to each other as a partner in that divorce or separation?
If I understand what you're saying, are you saying that when the separation happens, that should one parent have a total access than the other? So it depends on the situation.
Okay.
Marriage is a very broad thing, right? So, or relationship is a broad thing. You don't have to be married to be together these days. So let's say there's an abuse involved.
Okay.
And it's proven, not just assumption abuse, right? Because we could assume that somebody's abusive and it's not true. So there's a proof to an abuse and we don't want to expose the child to that, then that's a legit reason why you could say you withhold a child. But then unless that's also, like I said, very controversial. That also can be divided into subcategories. So if the parent that is abusive to the other parents is not abusive to the child, because I could have a good relationship with you as a friend, but not have a good relationship with you as a partner.
Okay.
So a father and a husband is two different things. So I could be a good mother, but not be a good wife. So you have to understand that. So that's why bitterness and anger cannot be put into the judgment of who should we co-parent or who have custody fully. So if you know, like in the relationship, both of them knows when they were dating that this person is a good father but not a good partner, or this person is a good mother and not a good partner, you will know, right?
Exactly.
So because you're in the marriage with or in the relationship together. So once you know that, don't judge and say because you're angered towards the person, take away their right to their child. And that will determine if full custody is given or not. But if when we were together as parents, we were bad to each other and also bad to the child, then you could now fight that in the law and say, no, I have proof that he was not only, or he or she was not only bad to the partner, but also bad to the child. And that's when you can say 100% custody should be granted one way or the other.
Okay. So thank you for that. And also, I have this question to ask you. So what if in a case where the court is involved and the court says, oh, the mother has access to the child, the father has access to the child. But when we look at our society today, mostly here in the US, we see a lot of things are going on out there. And then we see like in our society, mostly among us, as the Nigerians, as the black, not even Nigerians only, as the black, we go into some attitude of the white saying, oh, I don't want my husband to have access to those children. in terms like the court is being involved in it, and then we know since the court is involved, do you think as the mother or the father, do you think there should be a way to like still co-parent and not looking at what the society is turning into today?
Yeah, I will agree with that. And like I said earlier, that you know the better truth behind it. And once the court is involved, that's a total different ball game now.
Okay.
Because you cannot just disobey the court. That's a criminal offense, and you're subject to fines, imprisonment, and a lot of other things. So if the court grants, it doesn't matter sentiment or what's going on, what you say, but if the court already grants the mother 100% custody of that child, and then let's say there's now even a restraining order towards the father, then too bad, until you can prove to the judge that you are qualified to see your own child and that the restraining order should not stand against your child, then we can talk again. So even though society, we African Americans, yes, we do have societal expectations. We have, which could be negative and positive. Everything has its own negativity and positivity. So as a society, they expect us a certain way, expect to act a certain way, expect to behave a certain way. Like even when there's abuse or this in a relationship, they expect you to just endure. Like that's what our foremothers have done, and that's what you're supposed to do as a woman, right? Those kind of expectations kind of allow things not to go the right way. A lot of women have died in this kind of situation, and everything I say can also go vice versa. We've seen men that also die in relationship because they are too ashamed to come out of what's going on as a man. So it could be both ways. But for the benefit of the child, which is the focus of this topic, they have to put sentiment apart. If courts already have an order, we can't go against court order.
Okay. We can't go against the court order, but I would love you to like expatiate what I'm about to say right now. In a way that, you know, some women just wake up one morning saying, oh, my husband did this. Why some men just like wake up one morning and be like, my wife did this. Which the both party, they know like this thing I'm saying is not truth. You understand what I mean? They both know this thing is not true, this is not the right way, which the kids are saying. Because when we look at the society now, you see, these kids we are training now, they are more wiser than the way we were brought up or our forefathers were being brought up. So what is exactly your take? Like when those parents, they know there is a lie between that lines of the co-parenting, do you think both parents should like still work on it so it doesn't affect the kids?
Definitely. Everybody should work on, even with ones that are not separated, let's talk of the ones that are separated, they should always work for the benefit of the kid. It might not always go that way, but that should be what should be expected.
Okay. So my next question for you is, in a situation whereby the both parents now, they decide to both go on their right and left way, like they both separated, you know, one goes to the north, to the south, to the east. Let me just use that as an example. Who exactly do you think should have the right to take care of who do you think can do more of a parenting to a child? Is it the mother or the father should have access to doing that?
So society will say mother, right? Especially African Americans, they expect you to say, oh, the mother takes care of the child 100%, right? I'm not a societal follower. And a lot of things that society do or they do where we come from doesn't sit well with me. I'm not a feminist either. I'm just saying that certain things doesn't always go the way our foremothers have agreed to it or adjusted to. So I will not say one way or the other for who should take care of the child. Everybody have their own role in the life of a child. Now, if both parents cannot come together and co-parent, like you said, let's say it happens in Massachusetts, and then one is moving to Texas, and the other one is moving or staying here. So obviously they cannot co-parent because the kid needs to go to a regular school. it should be whoever have the most time.
Okay.
The most time, because raising a child is time consuming. So if I'm working 24 hours around the clock, and I'm so want to have more money or whatever I want to acquire that I'm running after, but then it's taking away my time so much from the kid, then I should let the other person that has less time. Of course, especially when there's a court thing into it now. Now that's where they start fighting over, you're going to pay me because the child is more with me, but that's a totally different ball game. But it should be whoever have the most time for the kid.
Okay. So whoever has the most time for the kids. But to me, I feel like the women, you know, as a women, mostly when we have girls' kids, in what our society is turning into today, I feel like the mother should do more to that kid they are bringing up than the men. Or what's your take on that?
Like I said, it's a very controversial topic. I've been saying that. That's your opinion, and
Okay.
I'm sure you could support it with 1,000 million things to say. My on it is still that whoever has the most time. So I'm not going to force a child to a mother just because she's the mother.
Okay.
Some women they're just mothers by birth. Psychologically, they were not ready to be a mother, or financially they're not capable of being a mother, or physically they have not mental health issues, that they cannot really give that child all that the child needs. So if the father is available to do all this kid's needs, the mother can still be there for there's a lot of things that goes into a girl childbearing, right? So you're talking about when the child is reaching puberty, starting menstruation, this,
Exactly.
that. So it's more easier with a mom. Yes, it will be more easier for my daughter to call me and say, "Oh, mom, I saw a red thing in my pants," than for her to call my dad. Yes, but if I'm the one that doesn't have the time, even the easier will not be easy, because if she cannot get hold, what's the point? If the mother is not always going to be available. So, but if the thing switch that the mother is ready for the full sacrifice, she's ready to cut down her hours, cut down some certain shifts. It's a lot of sacrifice, and then she could have full custody of the kids. It will be very beneficial especially for a female child.
Okay, thank you. If I would ask you now, what is your advice to the parent, like let me say to we the upcoming parents, because I would say we are the upcoming parent because we are still like training these kids up. So what is our advice to people out there on the issue of co-parenting on the child?
So a lot of people will say, who am I to advise? Which is a fact. Everybody with their own cup of tea. And I always say it's whatever works for you. So, but the general thing that I would say is putting the child at the center of decision making. So if you remember that, even though, let's say, a case scenario, it was an abusive thing that made the couples separate. If the woman was the one being abusive to the guy, so now they are separated either by court or by voluntary thing. So each should not always remember the abuse that he went through when he's making decision over that child. He should try to be the middleman for the child. Both parents should, but the one that is a victim is the one with more anger and looking for more justice. So that's why I'm moving towards that one. So don't put judgment on your feelings, but on the child.
I think we need to hold that. Do not put judgment on your feelings to the child. So my advice for you all today, I know I'm not old enough to like say this out, but whatsoever we're going through as a parent, whatsoever we're going through in the society, either mentally, physically, spiritually, please do not allow these things to affect our kids, because they are the futures of tomorrow. They are the ones we see every day, and we are like proud of them. So I would say, please, we should allow a co-parenting in every divorce or a separation. Thank you. Thank you, my beautiful sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I have a question for you. You see, looking at you, I know you are a party, fun person. Wherever you are, you want everywhere lively. You just want people to be happy around you. And I have this question for you. Looking at you, you know, when people talk about you, people say different things. People say you are just who you are. You understand what I mean? Like you don't care. Like you don't care what people say. You are just that person. Like you are just free. You don't like, what's that spirit?
I don't know. I actually don't know. But I'm just like, life is too short, you know? What's the point? And I'm a woman lover, right? So when I hear stories, psychologically already shift to the side of the woman before I narrow it down to, okay, maybe she wasn't really right? So anytime I see a woman, female, anything, I'm happy that a fellow human being like me. So then if I pay attention to you a little bit and see that, oh, maybe you're not just joyous, there might be something wrong, or maybe there isn't, maybe you're just shy. I try to figure it out, and I try to bring out the best. Everybody has that, and has that hype.
Okay.
That hype in them. We all have it. But some of us are more prone to show it with people that we're very comfortable with.
Okay.
And some of us, like me, it doesn't matter. Comfort or no comfort. We are there.
Okay, so I love your spirit, I'll tell you today. I just want to be like you, because every time I see you, I'm always in my head, I'm always like, this auntie, like, Koronya Rara, like, she doesn't care. She doesn't even want to know what you say. Like, she's just going. And I think that is how life should just be. Like, just be yourself. Let people feel comfortable around you. And I just want to thank you for that, for being who you are.
Thank you.
Also, we would love to make a shout out to the one who has been taking care of our sister at home, Mr. Adekoya. We thank you for letting her come here today to have one thing or two things we can learn from. Looking at you, I know you are a mom. So how have you been coping? How is things? And
no, I'm not a one-man or poor person. I'm a community person.
Okay.
So if I need help, I'll call you. If I need help, I'm calling people. I don't believe in trying to figure it all out. Because at the end of the day, you have to start having wrinkles and start getting old. So if I get help, I get help. And church is a big help for me. The community of church, I have a lot of sisters that we get along.
Yeah.
Not everybody will think I'm a nice person, like you said, but if majority think so, I'm happy.
Yeah, like, you know, this life, I just feel like you said, like, this life is so simple. And you know, in our community, or let me say in our society, people don't really like those who are outspoken, like, who don't even care. You understand what I mean? Like, they don't like it. You understand? They don't like that. Like, they want someone who will go behind to like just like sneak on them. You understand?
Yeah.
So
well, you do get in trouble. Like I get in trouble for being outspoken or being too vocal. And sometimes because I'm so vocal, or maybe because I was younger, I tend to say the wrong thing sometimes.
Okay.
And it doesn't really come from a place of love. But then the person that he hits, she or he is the only one that really knows how you hurt their feelings. So I can also use this opportunity to say, I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings with my words and action. It's not from a place of love. It's just my younger age of being stupid. But now I'm growing up, getting to take my time before I talk, before I react.
You know, one time I was speaking to my husband and I'm like, did you notice something? I'm like, I was telling, did you notice something about you? He's like, what? I'm like, there is this change in you. Like, I see like you become more mature.
Aww.
these days, for real. I'm like, there is this change in you, and which I'm very happy about.
Thank you for noticing that.
And also, on behalf of my lovely sister, we are saying a big sorry to everyone in one way or the other, like Yoruba would do. She is sorry. She is very sorry, and I hope our apology are granted.
Yes.
So, my last question. What is your advice to the audience, and what is your greatest fear in life?
I am not going to say my greatest fear in life.
Okay, let's
Every
give that to
time
ourselves.
that question, I always say I'm not going to say that because I believe the universe is listening and it's going to. I've seen people that say their greatest fear and boom, it happens.
Wow.
So I'm not going to say mine. So I'm not going to say my greatest fear in life. I don't like to say it out loud. But my advice or my opinion is to take it easy. Take it easy on yourself. Self-care, self-love. Do what makes you happy. And hopefully that does not involve criminal acts or any other evilness. So as long as it goes with the line of the Lord, do what makes you happy.
So thank you, my beautiful sister, for that wonderful word. Do what makes you happy. This life is too short, with everything, the way we run. Sometimes just like the way we run the helter-skelter around, no sleep, 8 hours, 16 hours, 21 hours, going up and down. And then we don't even have time to enjoy that morning. All we do is, too much stuff going on. I just feel like we need that thing in our life, like be yourself, just enjoy yourself, enjoy life while we still have it. So we've come to the end of the show today. I am very, very, very happy to see my sister coming here because I know it takes a lot. Like we had to do this on the other day, we had to cancel because of one thing or the other. Like I'm so happy she's here even with her busy schedule. I say a very big thank you to you, and
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I hope we see you some other day. I hope we see more of her coming up. So thank you all. So do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and give us your opinion in the comment section. Bye. See you all in our next episode.